It's my honor to be here and speak to you briefly on behalf of the family of Sybil Marcia Cohen Schreiber. This isn't something I'd ever thought I'd be asked to do. You see, for most of my life, I didn't consider myself to be part of Sybil's family. Sure, we were related, but there's a very big difference between being a relative and being family. Some of you heard my story at Sybil's funeral, so I won't repeat myself, but for those of you that were not able to be there, here's the short version. Sybil married my mother's brother Gary when I was a newborn. She became my aunt by marriage. If you didn't know, Sybil was an only child, and my uncle Gary was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis 6 months after they married. Sybil and Gary never had children. For most of my childhood, I saw Sybil and Gary at traditional get-togethers at my grandparents' house. Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, the occasional birthday. After my Uncle Gary died, and her parents died, Sybil spent more and more time with my parents. At that point, my parents were splitting their time between Florida and a New Jersey beach town. She took advantage of both. It happened around the same time that I got married and started a family of my own. So Sybil and I were thrown together more and more. Then, through a happy circumstance, she accompanied my family of four to Disney World. That started a new chapter for us. Sybil became the extra grandparent to my children and joined us on vacations my little family took and transformed my home and beach home into her vacation houses. All this to say, we redefined our relationship from being relatives to being family. What I learned after I became part of Sybil's inner circle is that she had inherently recognized the need to define family in an unconventional way. She had no siblings. She'd lost her husband and her parents. She chose to build her own family, and much of it came from the one constant in her life, her work at the clinic. Jane was her sister, her confidant and teammate. Barbara was her mother, taking care of her in every possible way. The clinicians training under her supervision were her children. The children and families that she cared for, directly and indirectly, were all her family. She relished their successes like a doting grandmother. Then, my family too shrank as I lost my parents and my sister and my marriage. I too had to redefine what family was. Sybil filled that space. During the last 5 years of her life, I found myself clinging to her more and more. And as a result, I have felt her absence during this last year more than I had thought I would. I know that many of you feel the same. So, on behalf of my family and her relatives and Sybil's family in this room that I may not even know, thank you for honoring her and the legacy of family that she created at the clinic.